Hello and a very warm welcome. I'm Anisha Nair Dhawan and this is Incredible Brands Season 2. India's rise as a global technology powerhouse has been nothing short of remarkable. From powering digital transformation to driving cutting-edge innovation, our country is redefining the landscape of IT and IT services. And at the forefront of this evolution is a visionary force born in the heart of our very own Silicon Valley, Pune. We're talking of none other than Persistent. Founded in 1990 by Dr. Anand Deshpande, Persistent has grown into a global leader in AI-led, platform-driven digital engineering and enterprise modernization. With over 35 years of expertise, Persistent empowers clients across a broad spectrum of technologies, from software to cloud to data, AI, and cybersecurity, all driven by a diverse team of 24,500 plus professionals across 19 countries, helping shape the future of business transformation. In FY25, the company reported a remarkable $1.4 billion in revenue and achieved an impressive streak of 20 consecutive quarters of growth. Recently, Persistent was named as India's fastest-growing IT services brand in 2025 Brand Finance Report, with its brand value rising by 33% to $811 million. Now ranked as number 8 amongst Indian IT services brands and number 26 globally, Persistent continues to earn recognition from leading global institutions such as Gartner, ISG, MSCI India, and the Dow Jones Sustainability Index, a testament to a company that is truly redefining what it means to be future-ready. We are now joined by Vineet Terdesai, the Chief Financial Officer of Persistent, who will be taking us through the remarkable 35-year journey of the organization and its vision to re-AI imagine the future. Vineet, thank you so much for joining us. Now, over its 35-year-old journey, Persistent has grown from being a niche player to one of India's most storied IT success stories. During this time period, what do you think were the cultural beliefs or the value systems which were instrumental in this growth journey?
So, Persistent, always has been a company which always believed in solving complex, deep technology, complex problems. So that has been the core of the journey, and it continues as is, and that's the pillar of the strength. The second part is going to be on the part whereby, we believe in empowering people over a period of time. The company has grown from scratch to 25,000 people closely now. And, we are spread across 19 countries. So, you can't control everything federatedly. But what we do is we empower people locally, but at the same time keep the governance standards more from a central perspective. And third, as we do, we also need to ensure that people keep on learning and relearning regularly. We have a Persistent University. We have a good amount of programs. Our chairman and founder, director, Dr. Anand Deshpande always says, you have to be the chief executive officer of your own careers. So keep on learning and relearning yourself. And in today's world, when the technology shift is happening towards AI, this is of a great relevance, where people have to keep on constantly reimagining themselves as well as
learning the
AI imagining themselves.
So what is AI imagining?
So AI is obviously, with artificial intelligence in play, you have to reimagine the world, and that's what the two words come together. The technology is definitely telling us something which we believed probably a fiction movie a couple of years back is now a reality. The technology shift is happening pretty rapidly. The applications, the real life cases are telling that it's going to be a significant amount of benefit. The quality of the code or the applications is coming at a pretty fast pace. It is coming much more accurate, and you need very, very limited amount of human interference to really validate that code. So people are feeling the benefit. We don't know whether 2 years or 20 years from now, but this is definitely going to impact everyone. And that's what we are saying, reimagine the future with using artificial intelligence.
Now, Persistent has consistently delivered strong growth numbers quarter after quarter. What is it that is driving the momentum in the growth numbers?
So again, we'll say AI is at the core for us. We have our proprietary products, Saswa, Iora, which are basically at the core, whereby we are now sort of deploying them on the customer environments. The customer are able to feel the value of it, and they are paying for. They are directly paying for those applications to us. So that remains one. Number two remains our operational rigor. When you're driving the organization at such a rapid pace, you also need to maintain a lot of operational rigor. We are maintaining that. So we are focuses on growth. We are also trying to ensure that the operational rigor drives down the profitability of the company. So we are trying to fire on both the cylinders. We have been successful 20 quarters now consecutively, whereby the growth has been happening. And aspiration is to ensure that we reach our $2 billion goal by FY27.
Right. How does Persistent become the employer of choice? You said you're increasing utilization, but how do you talent that you have and ensure that they also achieve their dreams and their goals when it comes to upskilling, becoming better, becoming more productive?
So, what are the things that attract people towards the Persistent? One obviously is a big brand. People know that Persistent is not a generic IT services company. We are a digital engineering powerhouse, very focused on products and platforms, have been in existence for 35 years. So that brand image is very well there. Number two, we operate into 3 verticals. So we are not everyone for everyone. Yeah. So we are into banking, financial services vertical. We have healthcare, life sciences. We are into high tech. So people know exactly, when they come to Persistent, these are the 3 sort of verticals whereby I can invest my career into. The third part comes into play is you are giving them an opportunity through Persistent University. Persistent University has a lot of courses. They launch it, customize it, and people are very, very happy to see that, they are very readily deployable. When they face the client, they are having those technical amount of skills, both from a technical perspective as well as soft perspective, to go and make the presentation part of it. Fourth, I would say this with pride, that Persistent is one of the very limited companies who has got a democratized stock option plan. This is one of the very few companies who has done Still doing that. And our intention is to keep on adding that to the people. Obviously, the stock has done very well in the recent years. So people have also seen the value being created.
We are now joined by Varun Gautam, Senior Corporate Vice President, Talent Supply Chain at Persistent.
My journey at Persistent is nearly 5 years, and it has been deeply rewarding both professionally and personally. I have been responsible for running talent supply chain function. The culture here is a powerful blend of purpose, innovation, and empathy. And over years, I have seen it evolve from a high-performing tech environment into a people-first organization that embraces continuous transformation. We have moved away from traditional talent models. Today, we leverage AI-led frameworks to power everything, whether it is our hiring processes or career development, while ensuring that human connection always stays at the heart of every process. What's remarkable is how we have been able to scale agility without losing authenticity, whether it is empowering diverse talents or embedding our 4 touchpoint referral process. The evolution has been intentional and deeply aligned with our core values. Maintaining a unified culture across 25,000 employees, coming from diverse geographies, diverse backgrounds, diverse experience levels, doing different kind of roles, requires more than just policies. It requires a shared purpose, shared goal, and proactive personalization. At Persistent, we have invested in building a connected ecosystem where AI and data helps us deliver consistent experiences. But it's our ability to listen, adapt, and celebrate local context that keeps our culture thriving globally. We are seen as an employer of choice because we combine innovation with inclusion. Our AI-led practices are built to empower. We offer accelerated growth programs, continuous learning, and leadership that leads with a purpose. It's not just about being a part of a company. It's about contributing to a movement that's shaping future of tech, talent, and trust.
So I've
been at Persistent for about 2.5 years now, and something that I felt and saw immediately once I joined at this organization was that at Persistent, although it is a legacy organization, but legacy isn't just history, it's something that actually fuels the future here. It is something that I experienced with my colleagues, it is something that I saw in our leaders, beginning from the chairman, going to the CEO. It is a distinctive feeling that drives us all. So yes, it is a responsibility, but it is one that does not scare you. It's one that drives you, it's one that inspires you, and it is a responsibility that makes you want to create better benchmarks each time. So our AI-led talent practices are a reflection of that mindset and responsibility we carry, combining cutting-edge tech and a deep-rooted respect for human potential. Every single employee here at Persistent is supported with various employee resource groups. Specifically for women, there are multiple leadership support groups that you will find that will give you training, it will give you a learning and development towards your growth.
Welcome back after the break. We now have with us Jaideep Thok, Chief Operating Officer at Persistent. Thank you so much for joining us, Jaideep.
Thanks for having me here, Anisha.
All through the years, how has Persistent remained grounded yet ambitious through all the periods of change and waves of growth?
We've been here in the business for the last 35 years. If you see our genesis, the very foundation of Persistent came from a very core product engineering focus. What I mean by that is we were deliberately established to focus on building products for technology companies. So that's our legacy, that's our DNA. It has been deeply rooted into everything that we do even today. Now, as a part of that, we have seen a lot of changes in technology. The world has moved quite significantly. As people say, change is the only constant thing to happen. And that is not more true than what happens in case of technology. I mean, if you look at right from 1990s till today, we have seen waves of technology coming in, from cloud to mobile phones to now AI, generative AI. Not only has the technology changed, but the pace of technology has also changed quite a bit. And what keeps us humble, what keeps us grounded, basically that whether we have been relatively better because of our DNA to focus on technology as such. We can't really be resting on our laurels that we have mastered a particular technology, because it changes very often. In fact, the pace of change in technology is the most exciting aspect of it. The generational technology changes to happen earlier in the span of 10 to 20 years. Now, if you see what has happened with generative AI and agentic AI, it is happening in couple of years at max. That keeps us honest that we are not there yet. We have to forever be attuned to the fact that technology will change. As long as we are ahead of the curve, we'll be better in adopting the technology, which is what keeps us very grounded.
Jaideep, tell us, how is Persistent getting involved in this Gen AI revolution? What are you doing? Not only in terms of how you're building capabilities, but how you're bringing real-world transformation for your clients.
Generative AI is a very disruptive technology. It holds a lot of promise. And as I said earlier, the change actually it is getting more matured, getting more adopted, is only going to accelerate. That opens up a lot of opportunities for us to really see how we can use generative AI to bring that required transformation. But that's not an easy change to make. So what we have done at Persistent is to ensure that we have a slightly more humane approach to it, which is powered by generative AI technology at the base. And for that, to support, what we have done is we focused on 3 different pillars as a part of the adoption of generative AI technology. First is we call as AI for business. The second pillar we go after basically is the software space in which we use generative AI for technology. As in, the experiences which you bring to the customer have to be built by software. Now, how do you use generative AI to develop that software faster than ever is what we focus upon separately. The third and the most important aspect of this is though what we call as a digital trust. because this involves data about you. This involves data about the enterprise that is changing the experience for you. So the digital trust becomes an equally critical component that we focus upon.
By
So
anonymization?
anonymization is one way. The bigger way is basically how do I ensure that somebody else is not learning on my data. If you really see how the generative AI models get better, they
More
get
data.
trained on more and more data. Now, my experience is my own data. I don't want that to be used by anybody else. So when it comes to the generative AI technology adoption, having the right access to right data, having the right lever to share my data with others, the whole privacy aspect of it, the whole security aspect of it gets even more criticality.
Could you tell us how is your approach to AI delivery changing the outcomes for your clients, and how is it different from IT services?
Our approach is likely more evolved, driven by our deep legacy into product engineering. And what I mean by that, basically, if you see traditionally how product companies work vis-a-vis an enterprise, is they're very fixated on what product is going to be launched by what date. So your North Star, your milestone is very, very critical because your performance and everything else depends upon that. Now, traditionally what has happened is if you look at the software team that delivers that particular software, you have developers, you have people who test what developers have done, you have so-called project managers or scrum masters, depending upon what methodology you use. Then you have what is called as product managers, people who actually define what you want the software to basically give the experience as. That's how typically the traditional teams work even today. Now in this, obviously, for last couple of years or so, there has been a great stride into the way developers develop software. This whole focus on, can I code faster? But guess what? If you look at a typical release cycle of any software, let's say it is 4 months for sake of argument, developers spend only a quarter of that time, 25%, that's all. The rest goes into other people. People who define product requirements, people who test the product, people who release the product to the market, people who support, and so on and so forth. So while there is a good focus on developers to code faster, who's focusing on the remaining 75% of the effort, which is where our approach is more holistic in nature from IT delivery perspective, where we're saying, okay, we'll focus on the developers to code faster, but we'll also focus on the other folks, product managers, business analysts, quality analysts, security analysts, everybody else who doesn't code but contributes to the software making as such. So our platform in this particular space under the AI for technology pillar I talked about earlier, it's called SASVA, which stands for Services as Software through Virtual Agents. Because what we are trying to do here is, while developers have their own digital twins coming from the developer assist tools as such, we are using SASVA as a platform to create digital twins for everybody else. Product managers, business analysts, security analysts, and so on and so forth. The idea here is we don't focus on only 25% of the game. We elevate the entire software development process end to end.
So how's the company building and scaling these AI platform models for your clients?
So we have again taken a very holistic approach towards that, because as I said, it's not a easy change to make. We need to ensure that while we are trying to create this digital virtual agents or digital avatars of the human personas, so to speak, we are elevating every single role across the entire life cycle of software development. So to that effect, we've been focusing on quite a bit into the individualistic training from our learning and development department, wherein we are asking our teams to get attuned to the new ways of working in the GenAI realm. And by that I mean, as a product manager, I need to be able to use generative AI technologies to define better and deeper requirements. As a quality analyst, I need to understand my product better and come up with better scenarios, which I'm not thinking about it as of today.
That sounds very interesting. All the very best, and thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me here today.
What a journey, what an incredible brand. Persistent is truly an organization that makes all of India proud. We'll see you soon with another fascinating story of an incredible brand only on NDTV Profit. Till then, goodbye and take care.